We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Honey Badger Hour podcast. It's your boy, the Badger, and we are back. Thank you guys for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe on the little notification bell below to keep you up to date whenever we have new podcasts, breakdowns, and reaction videos. What's going on, y'all? It's good to be back. We are back on the podcast game. It's been a while. Thank you guys for tuning in. And today we are joined by, we got a special guest in the house today. We're joined by my friend. He's a Jiu Jitsu black belt. Excuse me. Chicka rewind. He's a 10th planet black belt, all right? Not Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. It's different, right?
Very different.
He's a 10th planet black belt, okay? He's a Jiu Jitsu promoter. He's an avid competitor. He's my boy coming all the way from Phuket, Thailand. Let's give it up for my man, Kemoy Rated R Anderson.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Happy to be here.
Hey, it's been a while, big dog. My man, bro. When's the last time?
We gotta tell a backstory, man.
Bro.
We gotta go all the way back.
Phuket, Thailand. What year was that? I don't even know what year was that, bro.
My first time in Thailand was 2018, so I met you in 2018.
Okay, 2018. Ooh, that was prime time, Emilio, dog. I'm almost 40 now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that was a minute ago.
Oh, my gosh. So what belt were you? Were you purple belt? I think maybe like purple, blue. No, you
When
were
I
for
first
sure.
met you,
You're already high level, dog.
No, when I first met you, I was a blue belt.
No way,
But when I came
dog.
back, when I left and came back, I was a purple belt.
Okay, so you've come back at every belt.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, the first question of the podcast, because you know it is Pride Month, so I have to ask you really quick right away. Is Jiu-Jitsu gay?
I don't think Jiu-Jitsu gay. I think we just got guys in Jiu-Jitsu that make gay look fun.
That's why I try to tell people, you know, like when I have somebody new and they never seen or know what Jiu-Jitsu is, and I'm like, all right, get into mount. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to explain, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain until you start putting them in submissions and they're like, oh, shit, this is cool.
Yeah.
I can do this on the streets.
Yeah, exactly, dog. That's what I'm saying. But no, that's the one thing I always get. Like, I always get shit from people like, oh, Jiu-Jitsu, bro. They butt scooting and all this shit, you know? I was like, all right, dog.
I mean, yeah, butt scooting could be kind of gay, you know what I mean? You just looking silly on the mat, just scooting all day.
Yeah. Well, that's the catch, right? You got to be able to use the... Well, it's gay until you get submitted. And
Right.
then you're like, ah! You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
All right, so welcome to Miami, big dog. How you liking it so far?
Miami's cool, man. I like the food out here. Like, there's so much options of food, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of beautiful people walking around. A lot of hood shit around, too, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
A lot of stuff out here reminds me of New York City, but it makes sense because a lot of people in New York, they run away to Florida.
Yes.
When New Yorkers get tired of New York, they run to Florida. We got to cut that clip. They run to Florida.
100%, bro. This is like it's like mini New York, mini New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And then especially in this area here, like at the gym that I coach at, it's like in central downtown. Everybody there is from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So
I was surprised when I saw Dominicans out here. I was like, shit, I thought Dominicans was only in New York.
Oh, yeah. We got a few Dominicans. They got everything right now. It's like a Latin American hub right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's looking like it.
Yeah. Well, Cubans especially. Cubans is the most of, but since I've come back from Thailand, there's a lot more like of Colombians, Peruvians, a lot more Peruvians, and a lot of Dominicans too. We got a pretty big Dominican community. Okay. And Cuba and Dominican Republic's close to Cuba. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense that they'd be like, it's right there. Like right over the water. You know what I'm saying? Damn. So wait, you're from New York originally?
Yeah, I'm originally.
Oh, what part of New York? I didn't know that.
Bronx, New York. Then towards the end, I moved to Westchester, Mount Vernon.
And were you did you start jiu-jitsu in New York? Is that where you started training at?
Yeah, so I started wrestling first in high school, and then in like 2009, I joined like an official gym. But when I was in the gym, I still wasn't MMA minded because I'm coming off of wrestling as a kid. So all I was doing was what I know was just wrestling. So it still did the whole martial arts thing still didn't click yet because all I knew how to do was wrestling, and it was working. So. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah,
for sure. No, and that's the best base. Yo, the worst guys to grapple with in the beginning, like, man, even my students, I'll have, like, my star students, you know, they'll be like white belt, blue, even blue belts, some purple belts. You know, you're doing your thing, you're submitting everybody, and then a good-ass wrestler comes in, he's just real stubborn as fuck. You know, you just don't want to hold them on their back, and it's just impossible to submit, you know?
That's why I feel like a lot of these parents right now that got kids that train jiu-jitsu, they got them in wrestling season all year. And I'm like, yo, that kid can be next level. If you're already starting off in wrestling as a kid, and then when
100%.
wrestling season's done, jump over to jiu-jitsu, you're being groomed and built to be like a beast.
Yes.
And I'm jealous of that. When I see these kids, it makes me jealous because I didn't start wrestling until I was like 15 years old.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and then bro, sometimes they're wrestling like 5, 6 years old. You know what I mean? And then like, yo, they build that crazy. It's like I don't know how to explain it. You know, like you only know until you grow with one of these guys that are wrestler. Like there's just inability to take them down or like just to stay on their back. Like that movement. It's like they know how to move. You know what I'm saying? Like a good wrestler, high level.
Absolutely. That's one thing that wrestling teach you. Like it gives you like a good base. Like it's hard to really take you down, keep you down. Cause naturally, think about it. You spend your whole life just training to get back up. Don't roll your back. It's just going to be a part of your muscle memory. And it's going to be real hard to control a guy that spent years of wrestling.
Yeah, 100%. I always say, like, the key to, like, a good blue belt can nullify the wrestler and still tap him off his back. You know what I'm saying? That's, like, a key where, like, you know, like, you're high level. Like, once you can get through that wrestler, then you're ready for, like, purple belt level. You know what I'm saying? Because that purple belt, you shouldn't be able to, like, might get taken down, but you should be able to, like, not let him pass your guard.
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
What I'm saying?
Yeah,
and hold it down, you know?
I agree.
But, dog, a good wrestler coming in fresh off of high school or even high school alone is good. But it's a great base. And for MMA too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to fight, whether you want to be a striker or a grappler, you got to have good wrestling. You know?
Absolutely.
Yo, have you noticed that jiu-jitsu is making a comeback, though, in MMA? Like, did you see more high-level jiu-jitsu? Like, I feel like with the tweaks that they've made with, like, the Danaher boys and the B-Team and Craig Jones, like, the deficiencies that we had when we first started, because, bro, there was a time where I was like, bro, what am I doing jiu-jitsu? Like, I'm wasting my time getting ready for MMA fights. You know, it's so hard to get a submission in MMA, bro. It's crazy, you know? So.
I mean, so this is the thing, what I noticed. A lot of MMA guys, they don't like going to jiu-jitsu class.
They hate it, dog.
You feel me? Because they feel like they're already getting enough in the MMA class. But I feel like if you took jiu-jitsu seriously, as much as you take striking seriously, it's only going to make you better.
100%, bro. And I hate when I see a good wrestler and then they don't want to do jiu-jitsu. There's nothing worse when a wrestler goes around to the back and they can't get hooks because they don't really know how. They just punch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like a waste of extra talent. Yo, like, yo, if you're a wrestler, and this is coming up for any up-and-comers, you guys are wrestling, don't be one of those stubborn wrestlers that's like, oh, I don't need jiu-jitsu because you can wrestle. Like, you should be learning submissions just to become more dangerous, you know? Because at the end of the day, you can't wrestle somebody to death on the street, you know? Like,
absolutely.
I mean, you can slam them. Okay, maybe you knock him out, but, I mean, you can take a guy down 32 times. If you can't finish him, what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So... yeah, wrestling without jiu-jitsu is like jerking off without coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a fucking final solution, dog.
Oh, yeah, we gotta get to the end for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so you're just shooting, but we need a finish. But
always need a finish.
Yeah, wrestlers is tough. Sometimes they like to strike, and then you get like those like old school like Josh Koscheck guys. You know, they just like to sprawl and brawl. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. You fought MMA before too, right?
Yeah,
that's where you started off. So you did like kind of old school, like jiu-jitsu, MMA style, and then you transitioned fully jiu-jitsu?
Yes, yeah, that's pretty much what it was. So I was wrestling was my base, of course, and then I got into MMA, and then I just fell in love with jiu-jitsu after that, and it's just all been jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, me too. So I started off thinking I was going to be like, oh, I want to learn striking, but then once I started grappling, I was, oh, I like this shit, you know? Like, I like the hustle bustle and the grind. Mm-hmm. The reason why I came to like grappling more than striking in the beginning is because it was like you can like off toughness alone you can get far in wrestling, you know, like just being real gritty and like grinding it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I drew towards it more in the beginning, where I was like, all right, I'm just gonna try and like work the pace, get these guys tired, and then work from there. You know. But then living in Thailand for 10 years, I kind of like opened up and became more of a striker. I think at the end. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it makes sense.
But in your older age, what's the good thing about jiu-jitsu is, dog, it never ends. Like, bro, you be training for 15 years. You can roll the guy. You'd be like, what the fuck I've been doing this last 15 years, you know? It's like, bro, it never stops, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely the beauty of jiu-jitsu versus MMA. Like, there will always be somebody for you to compete with. There will always be somebody for you to roll with. Like, it don't ever have to stop no matter how old you get. Even if you're hurt, you could have bad hips.
Yeah.
And you could still find a way to make adjustments and still get your training in.
Yeah, 100%, yo. All right, so what brought you to Thailand to begin with? Just Tiger Muay Thai training and shit?
So I originally came to Thailand for striking. I was fighting MMA at that time. Yeah, I was fighting MMA at that time, and I had a friend. I knew this dude that he was in Thailand doing a camp, but he wasn't at Tiger though. He was in Thailand doing a camp, and at first I was looking into what camp he was at because I was trying to go there. But then, you know, once you start typing in like Thailand stuff or like Muay Thai, Tiger, their ads and stuff and start popping up. Yeah. So I was like, oh. I clicked on it and I liked what I saw. So shout out to them for having their stuff put together on their website or whatever.
True.
And it just made sense because I like how they had like, you know, like the packages and stuff where you could stay on camp and stuff like that. Yeah. Because think about like, if I never been to a country before, I wouldn't even know where to get a hotel.
That's true.
So the fact that I could stay at the gym and be taken care of, I felt comfortable for my first time leaving a country to an unknown country.
Yo, that's the thing, right? Like, I remember when I first told people I was going to Thailand and they didn't know anything. They didn't know anything about Tiger Muay Thai. They're like, "What the hell? What do you mean you're gonna go to? Like, what are you gonna?" And I was telling my parents, like, "I'm gonna go for a month." They're like, "A month?" They're like, "Who goes anywhere for a month?" I'm like, "No. Look how it goes. You know, like you can stay here. They got food. They got everything." Yeah. But I remember I was like on the MMA underground, like looking for like where to eat, what to do. They're telling you like how much to pay for taxis and everything like this, you know. But I got lucky that I had a friend. I don't know if you ever met him, Joe Ray. He was already out there fighting for a long time. He had gone to Tiger, and he was doing like on the Muay Thai circuit. So I had two friends already training in Tiger when I got there. So it was a little bit easier, and they were able to like show me the way. But there's still a lot of, back then, I was in 2013, so that was a different Thailand back then, dog.
Oh yeah, that was a minute ago.
What I would pay to go back to Thailand in that time, dog. You know what's crazy? When I got there back then, I thought it was already too packed. Like it was already too many people. I was like, I can't. I want to be in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? Like elephants in the back. I was trying to sleep on a hammock. You know what I'm saying? I was like, there's way too many foreigners out here. You know, right. Now I heard it's crazy since the pandemic too. You've seen the explosion of it, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, the country definitely grew. Not even just the martial arts scene, just like when it comes to tourists and just stuff like that. I think what happened was, during the pandemic, once it was over, everybody started appreciating this shit more. They was like, yo, there was a time we couldn't fly, we couldn't go nowhere. I need to travel more. I need to be out more because you never know when this shit can happen again.
That's so true, bro. And you know what's funny? For years, I've been telling people, yo, come to Thailand, come check me out. And now they're all out there now, but I'm like, bro, you're a day late and $1 short, dog.
Man, you know? I gave up on telling friends to come out to Thailand.
Oh, bro, tell me about it.
I gave up because just like you, I'm always inviting people. I'm always telling them, and this is what they do. They get hyped. They're like, oh, I want to come. I'm so jealous. They always say, I'm so jealous. Then book your fucking flight. You so jealous, book your fucking flight. But I realized recently in Thailand, like I could have a good time by myself. Oh, and once I figured that out, that cheat code, I just stopped inviting people. Like it's a wrap.
Yes,
I'm chilling. I'm by myself because I'm meeting people. Because if you're by yourself, you're forced to branch out and meet people. You're forced to explore. You're forced to do things that you probably wouldn't even do if your homeboy was next to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it worked out for me.
That's so true. Yeah, traveling by yourself, that's an adult move, you know? It's like that's like going to dinner by yourself, you know?
Yeah, big man move, big man.
When I was younger, I'd be like, look at this loser eating by himself. I was like, nah, you didn't know what you were talking about, bro. You were playing checkers, dog. This guy was playing chess, you know? He's living the good life, go out, eat a meal alone. And even in Miami, bro, I'm learning now, like, yeah, because people hold you down too, dog. Sometimes you want to do something, you don't got to ask somebody, hey, you want to go here, you want to go there? When you're solo dolo, you can just cruise and see where the world takes you, you know?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It'll be cool to have company to do stuff with, but like you said, like companies sometimes hold you back. Because if you're one of those people that not willing to do something alone, and your company's not outgoing, then you're never gonna branch out. You're never gonna do shit. So yeah, man. Sometimes best to just do shit by yourself.
Yeah, it's interesting. So see, but that's a step. It's a special type of person who can do that. I noticed. So like when you went to Thailand, you went by yourself the first time, right? I went by myself. Me too. I'll never forget in the layovers in China, I got so excited when I couldn't read the signs anymore. I was like, yeah, now I'm fucking traveling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, this is what I signed up for. But the one thing I'm jealous, I wish that's the one that makes me crazy. Now as an adult, I realize, all right, now I have a good counter for it. But before, when I was living over there full time and just fighting professionally, people were like, oh, I wish I can go to Thailand and do that. Like, you're so lucky, or I'm jealous or whatever. I was like, yo, you could. But you're just not willing to do what, you know, but you got to be willing to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? People think like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish you can do that. I was like, you can, but Are you willing to, in the prime of your career, when most people are getting houses and getting married and getting women, are you down to commit to the cause and just train full time and live alone in a foreign country? You know, like there's a lot of sacrifice on your own that you got to do. You know
Honestly, man, like one thing I realized about life, all those people that's on the outside looking at everybody else saying they wish they had this, they wish they could do that. They, like you said, they could do it. They just not willing to do what's necessary to get to it. Like, I feel like anybody could afford anything they want. Yes, it might take you a while to save up for it, but at some point you will get there. No matter how long it takes you to save up, if you really want something that bad, put in the work, put in the time, and you get that shit.
Yeah, and that goes with anything. And that's,
Absolutely.
Bro, that's the key. This is why, like, when they say, oh, jiu-jitsu saves lives, not to sound corny and shit, but you know what it is about for me, at least for training and especially jiu-jitsu? It's like I've never really been good at anything, you know? I've been all right, you know, but I've never been really a master or anything. But once you learn how to get good at one thing, it doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if you're a great guitar player or a DJ, but once you learn how to get good and you understand the process, then you realize that the same process to get good at what you did is the same across the board in everything in life. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I agree.
The same steps, like the same way I got good in jiu-jitsu, now I know, okay, if I want to get good at podcasting, I got to put the same work that I put in jiu-jitsu. And that's the catch that I don't think people are ready for sometimes, because it's like, bro, how many times going home, training every day, twice a day, and then getting fucked up by some casual that just takes it, you know what I mean? Like, just learning and, like, taking those L's, it's, like, a lot, you know? It's fucking tough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The grind, man. The grind.
Training, losing, getting tapped. And then, you know how it's with training, especially with jiu-jitsu, like, you go through phases. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I'll be killing it, and then you kind of plateau. And you got to be able to ride out the storm, you know? Like, in the plateau, when you can't get nothing off. And sometimes you feel like you're getting worse, you know? That happens with me a lot. I don't know, fucking...
I mean, I don't think I ever experienced that. Like, I'm just so... Because I could tell my progress, you know what I mean? The only thing that will happen to me is like maybe a specific person, I just can't get the better of that person. And I'm like, yo, like I need to switch something up so I could start winning against this person. So that's what I do. Like I have specific training partners or whoever that I gauge my level with, see how well I could do with that person, how I could stop specific stuff. That's what I do.
Yeah, what's good about that one is, like, you can roll with somebody and then it might catch you with the same thing over and over again, but then the next time you're like, all right, they only got it maybe once or twice, you know?
Right.
Yeah. It's so interesting, too, that like, a lot of things, you can do all the studying you want, but a lot of things you just got to figure out on the mat with experience and, you know what I mean? That's why it's so good to go with so many different people. So when you compete, you can feel like, oh, I remember one roll when this guy did this, and then you can know how to counter shit, too, you know?
That's why, for me, like, I'm a big advocate of, like, cross-training because I feel like if you're a competitor, you need that stimulation of going against somebody brand new. You don't know what to expect. They don't know what to expect. You need that, like, for competing at least. You need that stimulation. But if you're in your gym all year round, rolling with the same people, you feel comfortable. It's not the same. The feelings you have in your gym is not the same feelings you're going to have when you're in a competition or going against some random person. So you need to always stimulate those feelings to be better at competing. Because a lot of people, they talk about nerves this, nerves that. Well, I feel like if you put yourself out there more and, like, put yourself in a more nervous situation that don't count, and a nervous situation that don't count is going against a random person at an open mat. Everybody's watching. You don't know this person. You don't know you're about to get fucking lateral drop on your back. What everybody can hear, all they can hear it. And everybody's looking. You don't know what's gonna happen. But the good thing about it is just training.
Yeah.
It does not count against your fucking record if you just lost in the training room.
Oh, but you gotta tell yourself that because you say that shit, but in your head you're like,
so I guess it's all mental then. It's all mental.
Yeah, it's all 100%, bro. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, and a lot of the ego, right? That's what they say with ego a lot. Because sometimes I miss the days when they didn't have nothing to lose. Like when you're just like white, blue belt, and you just like, you can just go freely. Like, and whether you win or lose, it's all plus. It's all gains. But then once you get a little bit of name, you get a little good, your ego comes in, and you're like, I don't want this fucking lower belt till I get the better of me and shit. Right. So, yeah, that's a tough one. But like you were saying, the being able to compete against new people all the time keeps the game fresh. That's what's good about like a Thailand style gym, right? Because, I mean, you were in Texas all over, but you ain't never seen nothing like where that many type of bodies and styles, huh? When you're over there?
Every week somebody new is popping in. So, yeah.
That's what's good. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so man, you've been going back and forth. So since you've been going to Thailand, you haven't stopped going, right? You've been going every year?
Yeah, I've been there at least every year, for sure.
Damn, but but you weren't there living so before 2020 though, after the pandemic, you kind of made the commitment to be more full-time, right?
Yeah, pretty much, like during the pandemic, a lot of nobody was able to go anywhere. So as soon as everything opened up, boom, I was there as long as I could be there.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. I was already getting over it. It's already been 8 years, right? In 2020, I've been there for 8 years, and I was already over that place, you know. Yeah. But I wish I would have just thugged it out because right as soon as I left, it blew up and the borders opened.
Honestly, man, I feel like staying in specific places long term is not for everybody because everybody just needs something different for their happiness. You know what I mean? So it might work for me long term. It might not work for the next person. I know a lot of people that go there and they feel bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not for everybody.
This is true. And living over there, I had a lot of friends, the few people who I did know when they came, they're like, yo, I'm going to go out there and live out there. I was like, well, check it out first because it's not for everybody. And I've seen people that island can eat you up if you're not prepared.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes it's the freedom, number one. Some people can't handle the freedom, especially Americans. We go crazy over there, I notice. I have some friends that they lose the plot, Yeah. But you got to be able to deal with that freedom. I mean, me growing up in Miami, this is a crazy city. So, I already got over a lot of that shit. By the time I was 18, 19, I already figured out how to move like that. Mm-hmm. But in a place like Thailand, where if somebody comes from, Iowa or Idaho or some boring place where everything closes at 1 a.m, you can get a little bit crazy with the freedom. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With the ladies and patong, you can get lost in the sauce quick.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
And training, too. You can be caught training, kind of wrong. You know what I'm saying? Not training wrong, but, if you're not guided by the right people, you could just be... You can get tougher, but might necessarily get better.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So then, all right. So what made you end up in Texas?
Military. So pretty much I was in New York City and I just knew I needed to do something different to get out of the hood. I needed a boost. And I call it a boost because I needed to do something that would put me in position, that would put me ahead in America. Because I feel like one of the biggest things in America is that falling behind, you know what I mean? And people could fall behind many different ways. You could fall behind financially. You could fall behind mentally. But I feel like I was just always different than my peers, I was always motivated to get ahead because I just know how easy it is to fall behind. So the best thing I could think of, instead of working these 9-to-5 jobs, I wasn't going nowhere because these 9-to-5 jobs, they all, at the end of the day, they're all temporary. If you're not working a job that you can grow with, that's gonna put you in a position for management or CEO or whatever, it's just all temporary. So I was like, yo, I know if I join the military with a military status, it will already put me ahead of a lot of regular civilians.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what brought me to Texas.
Oh, so what military did you go to?
I was in the Army. I was in the Army as a 11 Bravo.
Okay, that's what's up. And then what year was that at? Before Jiu Jitsu and everything, right?
Not necessarily. I joined in 2015, and I started training 2009.
Me too.
2010.
Damn, we started the same time, dog. You started 2009? I think so, me too.
Yeah.
2009, full blown. That's dope, dog. Yeah, and you know what? When last time we trained, we were printing out of the same spot, Mm-hmm. Damn, so that's a good time to train. So you remember the old school... Were you watching Lloyd Irvin, Keenan Cornelius, the black belt, the brown belt Kumite? You remember that shit back in the day?
The funny thing is, around that time, I wasn't even into watching jiu-jitsu like that. Because remember, I started with MMA. Yeah. So my focus was just MMA, you know what I mean? I wasn't watching anything jiu-jitsu. I was watching UFC and shit like that.
And you were doing striking back then more than jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, because remember, I came from wrestling, so I was wrestling.
So wrestling and striking.
Yeah.
Then what gym did you first sign up at? Was it a 10th Planet from the beginning, or you started that later?
No, so I first started in a gym in New York City, in Westchester, Yonkers, called Animals MMA. Shout out to Sam. Started there. Then from there, when I moved to Texas, I was in a traditional gym, a gi gym. So no MMA, no nothing. I'm just still training, just regular. And then from there, I think I started training MMA in that same gym.
Oh, word.
And then later, I actually went to 10th Planet later as as a blue belt.
Okay, and then, but once you went to 10th Planet, you stayed there.
Yeah, that was it. I just been 10th Planet ever since.
Damn, so you've always been in the 10th Planet in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, so when I would see you in Thailand, you were visiting from Texas and shit.
Yeah.
Austin, or is that where you're at now?
Yeah, I'm in Austin now, but at first I started in El Paso. That's where the military base was.
Okay.
Texas. Then I moved to Austin.
Before you moved to Austin, before Joe Rogan or during Joe Rogan?
I think we all moved at the same time.
Oh, so you came right in the boom.
And that was one of the. So peep this. So when I was in El Paso and I was looking to move and like buy a house and everything, I was gonna go to San Diego. I don't know much about America, but I know for sure San Diego's popping when it comes to weather and all that shit.
And jiu-jitsu too.
Right. But then my boy, David, shout out to David, he was like, yo, why don't you move to Austin? You could stay in Texas. It's way cheaper. You could buy a house there. It would be way cheaper. And it's getting popping. He said, DDS just moved there. That was John Danaher crew. Yeah. DDS just moved there. Freaking Joe Rogan just moved there. I was like, yo, you ain't wrong, yo. I could just keep it chill, keep it simple, stay in Texas. Because Texas state is just way more simpler than living in California. California is just complicated, man. From all the stuff I hear from my friends in Cali, like California just sounds complicated, and I don't like being complicated. So I just kept there with Texas.
It's a lot of taxes too. I heard a lot of homeless, but I heard a lot of homeless now in Texas too, yo.
Yeah, they're around. They're around, but it's not as bad as California though.
Yeah, Miami, like downtown area, like where the tournament is at, where the tournament is at, it's pretty nice. This area is okay. But downtown is where like most of the homeless people are. But they've been moving them out recently, so Florida's been doing a good job.
I just came from downtown. I didn't move around too much down there. I just went to the venue, and I don't really look normal so far. No,
it's super. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Miami's been really nice about that. Okay. It's a little complicated where it's a little expensive out here. I don't know if you've been noticed. I don't know how much expensive compared to Texas, but and you just came. So you came from Thailand to Miami or from Texas to Miami?
So I flew from Thailand. I went to Austin real quick for like one day just to gather my shit, pack my shit. And I'm still behind. I didn't get to shop or nothing. I'm about to, after this, I got to go find something to wear. So was in Texas for one day, then I flew straight to Miami after.
Damn, that's what's up. Yo, I'm going to have to see you in Texas because I'm doing comedy now, and they got all the comedy clubs are out there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. You got to pop out, man. So Joe Rogan got his spot there.
Yeah.
Comedy mothership.
Yeah, maybe I get a job there as a damn door guy or something. You know what I'm saying?
You can make it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You can make it.
You know what I feel like right now? Texas is like Thailand when I first went to Thailand.
Oh, you say that?
Because like when I first went to Thailand, I didn't realize we were like in the beginning of something pretty great that we didn't even know was happening. Like, yo, when I was on the mats at Tiger, who did I do I did the tryouts with Alex Volkanovski, you know, and then there was a time when I was training with Alex, Peter Yan, Valentina Shevchenko, Style Bender will pull up, Kai Kara was living next door to me, Dan Hooker was staying in the other room. Me, Dan Hooker, and Kai were all staying in the same building, you know, in the same housing, you know. Oh, and Volk too, because you get like the fighters were all staying in one house. This is before they were all in the UFC.
Right.
Back then, the only one in the UFC was Dan Hooker.
Oh, Dan was in the UFC before anybody else?
Bro, first one, yeah, because he's been like, I think he's got like 10 years or something. Like 10 years ago.
I didn't even know that.
So Dan Hooker was first one in the UFC. I mean, Volk was 4-1 when I met him. We were training together. You know, Kai was like already had a bunch of fights, but, you know, Valentina out of the UFC yet. And then now you look back, I'm like, yo, that's 5 of the most legit champions of our decade, of our era, bro. Yeah. And back then, they were just our friends training on the mat every day. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. And I feel like that's how Austin is now. Because Joe Rogan got there, the comedy ship just opened, or the mothership. And there's a lot of upcoming comedians that, you know, they're good, but there might be superstars in 10 years.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like the game's wide open. And then with DDS, you know, I've always wanted... Have you ever popped into the DDS gym over there?
I trained at the B team. I never trained with John and Gordon and them. I mainly just been training with the B team guys. Okay,
and I met Craig through Volk, 'cause he corners them and stuff like this. How you like B team? They're freaking legit over there, huh?
Yeah, I like it, man. I like having that environment with like-minded people. You know what I mean? Like we all want the same thing. We all want to get better in jiu-jitsu. We all want to train hard. We all view every round as if it's competition. You know what I mean? Like I feel like as an athlete, whether you're fighting MMA or whatever, you need a place you could go to where the chances of you getting fucked up is very high. You don't 100%. Ever want to be in an environment where you fucking everybody up. You gotta have somewhere, a place you could go to where you would get fucked up.
Yeah, you don't want to be I think I think you don't want to be the top dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you are the top dog or wherever you're at, then you should go and cross train and get those reps in. You know.
It's funny because a lot of people, I think low key, a lot of people they want to be the top dog, but they don't understand. Like, yo, that's not doing nothing for you.
Well, like you were saying before, and I tried to make a post about that the other day because I was gonna ask you about that in a bit. But yeah, like putting that pressure on you, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't like that. I know it's weird, you know, because it's like, how did you even get so far? But then you stop liking it. But it's the uncomfortable. It's the comfortable being uncomfortable, right? And the more you do it, then it just becomes a part of it. But then sometimes you get stuck in your ways, especially if you've been coaching for a while. You know, if you're coaching, you got your guys, they all love you, they respect you. And I know what you're saying. Some people like to be the king, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but
they like to have their little people or whatever. But
I feel like if you're the king, like when it comes to like skill wise, like you're better than everybody, then how are you gonna get better if you're beating everybody else up? You gotta put yourself somewhere where somebody else could beat you up.
Yeah, 100%. It's 100%. But some people, you know, they're comfortable. Dog. That's what it is with being. That's what they say, like your comfort zone, right? That's literally what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just don't want to push, or they're happy with where they're at. You know what I'm saying? But as a competitor, I agree. Like if you want to be the best in the world, I think you need a little bit of everything though. Because sometimes I've been in places where you just get beat up all the time, and you're not gonna get better. Like, because if you're just surviving all the time and you never armbar nobody, then when you get to that position, you don't really know what to do.
So you definitely need a balance. You know what I mean? That's a fact. You need that balance.
And like you need the blue belts to smash, and then you need a couple black belts and higher level guys that are gonna beat you up and keep you fucking in the zone. I feel like that's the perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But then I know what you mean. But sometimes, you know, I go to like some open mats or like some high level rooms, and it's just like a bunch of black belts, and you can see where you measure up too. You know what I mean? Because then there's some black belts that you roll with, and they might not feel like that level, or they might feel like there's black belts that make you feel like, oh, I am a blak belt, and there's black belts be like, oh, this guy makes me feel like a blue belt. You know?
Yeah, that's one thing. A lot of people got the wrong idea. A lot of people feel like because somebody's a black belt, they gonna be high level, or they gonna be this, they gonna be that. It's not always like that. Not every belt is the same, you know?
Oh, and not every gym is the same.
Oh, you know? Absolutely.
Like you get a blue belt somewhere, and then you go blue belt somewhere else, and you're like, what the fuck is this, you know?
Yep.
Like, if you win blue belt IBJFF, those guys are going to beat most black belts.
Right?
Yeah, like, if you fucking beat 30 guys at 155, like, in lightweight or feather, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think those guys...
Sandbaggers, Sandbagger McGee's. You know what I'm saying?
No matter what belt of, you go through a whole bracket of no-gi worlds, you should be able to be competitive with all the other color belts also.
Do you do IBJF tournaments?
Yeah, I do those tournaments, and I actually like them. I know there's a lot of hate towards those tournaments, but I like them. And
then which are IBJF, they got no-gi, and then you do a lot of, but you compete a lot too, right? Like that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you about. So like I remember you were saying the other day, you're like, oh, I've been traveling. You went to Thailand, you showed up, and you just did the ADC over there really quick.
Yeah,
you just jumped in that shit, boom, bam, right?
Yeah, that's especially dope, that last one. I kind of regretted it a little bit because I went there like straight off the plane.
Yeah.
And then I was dealing with the jet lag. I mean, I still won, but it didn't feel good, you know.
Oh, but you won? You got the gold and shit?
Yeah, I won, but it just...
Oh, that's fucking...
It didn't feel good, though.
What do you mean? You don't feel good? Shit, you got the medal, dog.
It's hard, like, rolling, like, with jet lag, man. Like, you feel like shit. Oh. You don't give, like, your best performance, you know?
Yeah, but, I mean, to be able to do that and still win is like a feat within itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to show up, like, yo, you weren't your best, but you're able to get the job done. You know what I'm saying?
You just got to flip that switch, you know? No matter what's going on, like, once you flip that switch, it's go time.
Yeah, you have no choice, you know? Like, sink or swim. So how do you compare the level of Thailand grappling right now towards Texas grappling? Or American grappling?
I'm not even going to lie to you, man. Thailand grappling is low as hell.
For real?
Hell
It is?
And it's not there. I don't know who fault it is. It's because, like, I understand, like, a lot of people, they're not exposed to a lot of things that I'm exposed to in America. For example, a lot of people in Thailand, and I'm not even talking about, like, Thailand, the country. I'm just talking about the people that I came across that's been visiting from other countries.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Because you get a grain. How do we fucking change that? We're not saying Thailand in general. We're talking about, because Thailand's a hub for the whole world. Right. You're so close. You're only 10 hours from Europe, Africa. So you have all the continents. You know what I'm saying? Australia. all of Asia. Yeah. That Thailand's like the meeting hub where compared to the West in America, once you're in America, it's hard to get over there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, all the other people. So like you troll with the Polish guys, the Russian guys.
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
The level's still not the same as America, huh?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's just something about America, man. Like, you take stuff seriously.
Well, B Team, I heard, is so good. Like, I was listening to Rafael Dos Anjos on...
oh, yeah. He spent a lot of time training over there.
Yeah, and he was on a podcast talking about how high of the level is at B Team. It's fucking crazy.
Where is he from? Like, what gym he trains out of right
Okay, let me see. I'm drawing blank right now. I think he's like Ruka guy originally. Nova União. He's like a Brazilian gym.
Where's that at? Is that here in America?
Yeah. But he was training at a good gym in America. I want to say he was a California guy. And then he did like a wrestling. Then like when he lost to Habib, he became like a super wrestler. Then he started doing like a bunch of wrestling camps, like training at like some Christian wrestling camp too. But then he moved over there. I heard now he's living in Texas, and I was like, damn, dog.
I think he is living there because I know I was seeing him at B Team a lot. Like I think he was coming there like early mornings or low key or whatever. But he been there a lot, getting a lot of work. Yeah. Actually, a lot of MMA fighters been coming through, dropping in either at B Team or with Gordon and them getting in work. And you know, they got the right idea. The only problem is you can't just jump in a jiu-jitsu class only when you have a fight coming up. This got to be an all year type of shit.
Well, that's the catch. Okay, we were talking about that before. Well, this is why I'm thinking the MMA is gonna jiu-jitsu and MMA is gonna change. But yo, for years, this is why I would say like, yo, why am I wasting my time doing jiu-jitsu? Because I have my boys, especially overseas, you know, these guys are all fighting high level UFC guys. And they literally only come to jiu-jitsu when they have a fight, and they just roll, and then it's just rolling like to their specific game. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn. What? And then this whole time I'm doing arm bars and all these sweeps, and I haven't done none of that shit in a fight. You know, I'm like, oh, what am I doing, dog? You know? But now I think with the new systems, you know what I'm saying? With the locks, with all the Danaher DVDs, I think like jiu-jitsu is getting tighter, you know, and it's gonna be like more exposing. Now they're gonna start exposing the guys who haven't been doing jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah,
in the UFC. You
know, we see it all the time. All them dudes that's in body triangles and they don't know how to get out of body triangles. That's how you know who's been going to jiu-jitsu class. The guys that's in a body triangle and all they could do is just stay there and just block their face while they get pounded.
There's so many things though I see. Sometimes you see a guy in his back, you're like, what the fuck are they doing? You know, like even to this day now on the UFC undercard, you know. But you know who's just some good beasts coming up? Like you got the Rotellos. That guy's not gonna I don't think he's got good striking, but you know, like Ty and the other one, they're in 1FC right now. Those guys are smashing. They're getting used to the cage with the gloves. Gary Tonin in 1FC right now, you know. Have you rolled with Gary in Texas?
I never got a chance to roll with Gary. That would be fun, though. And I think for me, man, that's one thing I like seeing. I like seeing the jiu-jitsu guys fighting MMA because me personally, I don't care what their striking look like. I want to see how they can implement their jiu-jitsu against the striker. That's what I'm looking for. I'm like, yo, like, how's he going to take that person down? And I'm also thinking that straight striker, he knows what to expect with it. How is he going to stop the jiu-jitsu? So me watching stuff like that is also making me learn also.
Yeah, 100%. You know who is really good that I like a lot, and he's been submitting people pretty quick? He just got that guy Reiner de Raider, the 1FC champ.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, he's got nasty. He was tapping out everybody in 1FC. Yo, reverse triangles, shit that you did in class, the blue belts, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I was like, that's 1FC, so let's see. But then he went to the UFC, and that guy tapped out Kevin Holland so fast. And Kevin Holland's been like doing pretty good. He knocked out Jacare. He's beat some. If he loses, he still loses like tough fights.
Right.
That guy Reiner de Raider took him down and mounted him like a baby. Like he's never done a class. Took his back and choked him quick. You know.
Yeah, it's like that sometimes.
And then Gary Tonin, he does a lot of good jiu-jitsu. He gets some leg locks. You know, he submitted some guys pretty quick. He also got knocked out going for a leg lock, so that's the tough one. You know.
I heard the guy that knocked him out was a guy that also does jiu-jitsu also.
He trains with Ryan Hall.
Right, so in my mind, I'm like, yo.
Don Lee, that guy's a nasty-ass jiu-jitsu guy, you know?
I'm like, yo, whose idea was that for the game plan to be, let's try jiu-jitsu in the MMA fight against a guy that does jiu-jitsu? You
know what's fucked up? He got knocked out, and then that guy was training with Ryan Hall, but then this is an impressive thing about Ryan Hall, because that's a guy who, you know, he only does MMA to literally, like you were saying, like, he doesn't even really care about winning or getting a title. He just wants to practice his jiu-jitsu at the highest level, which is super respect, you know? But he got knocked. He went for the Imanari roll on Taporia, and he was like, hell no.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, I'm still an MMA guy at heart now. Like I'm coaching now. I coach MMA at this gym that I'm at. I don't even really barely teach jiu-jitsu anymore. So the sprawl and brawl, I still love it. But man, I like to come back for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still like a jiu-jitsu guy at heart. You know, that's like my base. But yo, it's making a comeback, man. I'm excited. All right, and speaking of, so the whole reason why we're down in Miami, you got your boys on the 1s and 2s. This is one of the dopest things you've been doing, dog. The main character. When did you start this? Okay, we got main character jiu-jitsu. It's a grappling tournament, right?
Yeah.
When did you start this tournament?
So pretty much it all starts off in 10th Planet Austin. I had no intentions of being a business owner. I had no intentions of doing any of this. What I was doing was I put together like a mock tournament for the purpose of YouTube content. So I put together a tournament with all the guys in the gym, like all the white and blue belts, just for YouTube content. And the videos there. And it was so successful. Like, we had a crowd. We had people, like, putting up money, like, bounties. Like, hey, if you do this, you get paid this. It just looked so good to the point it looks like it could have turned into something else. And then my coach and the owner of 10th Planet, Curtis, he was like, you should make this into a thing. I was like, what? A thing? He was like, yeah, you should call it something. And I just started thinking. I was like, maybe I can. And I just started coming up with names and stuff. Everybody's giving me some weird-ass suggestions. And then I was like, yo, I want to name it something that not only what I want to see in jiu-jitsu, but something that also represent me and my personality. And then one day I just came up with main character jiu-jitsu. And then when I did the acronyms, it looked good, MCJJ. So I was like, that's it. And then I was like, yo, main character jiu-jitsu is not going to be just a jiu-jitsu show. It's going to be a show where we see, like, guys' personality. We see, like, the main characters, the people that want to, like, stand out, the people that want to get on camera, promote themselves, and just hype shit up. So that was the whole idea. I came up with main character jiu-jitsu. And then from there, it just, it took off.
Yeah, so how many shows have you had already?
So far, I had 7 big shows and, like, 2 small kid shows.
Damn, so you started in Texas and you got you started from the gym, like house tournament, and then you moved to a venue in Texas and
we moved to a venue in Texas, and then right now we're in Miami. This is our first time ever leaving Austin, Texas. So it's a big deal. I was kind of nervous for the move, but I feel like I got such a big support in the jiu-jitsu community, especially Miami. Like a lot of competitors from Miami was flying out to Texas to compete. So it was just an easy move right there. We already had a big support. We already know people out here. People already know me. So it was just made it happen.
Yo, that's dope. And Miami has, and it's like Miami is kind of like Texas, where there's a lot of good jiu-jitsu gyms all over the place. We got a bunch of 10 Planets out here. We got the fight sports, a lot of fight sports guys competing, right?
For sure, yep.
And a lot of good competitors, a lot of good black belts too, man, all around the city. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of Brazilians. Brazilians like the beach, so they're gonna be where the weather's hot. They don't fuck around. They're gonna be. I don't know if they're in New York, but I know California. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Miami. Yeah. This is their fucking.
Is that what it? That's the
demographic. I know they like the beach. Thailand too.
So they look specifically for beaches when they.
I don't know where they look. I'm not speaking for Brazilians, but there's a lot of Brazilians in Miami Beach. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of competitors there. Look where and that's how Brazil is a big beach culture, surfing. They're all about the beach and jiu-jitsu and surfing. That's and soccer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But so I love the concept and everything, a main character and showing the people's personality and shit. You're gonna have the walkouts and everything, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Damn, so how many matches are there on Saturday?
Right now we got a good 51 matches.
Holy shit. We're gonna have broadcasts on all of them?
Hey man, we can get busy this weekend.
Hey, if we're gonna get busy, I gotta save my voice, so it's gonna be a lot.
Yep.
Yo, so your boy's gonna be commentating, all right? We're gonna be the new voice of jiu-jitsu right here. We're gonna have the new brand of jiu-jitsu right here, MCJJ.
Yes.
It's fresh, I'm loving it. And it's good that in Miami, look, you have me here, you got all the gyms, so.
Yeah.
And I forgot, you had one of my boys that's helping you organize it too, so that's what's up, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, so this is your first time in Miami, or you been here before?
I came to Miami before, but briefly. I never really got a chance to explore. I came out here 2 little days and went back.
Oh, word?
So this is my first time spending a good week out here, having a chance to explore and really take in the Miami city.
Yeah, it's not bad. And you're going to stay a little bit time after, or are you going to be?
Yeah, I'm here for the whole week, Monday to Monday.
Oh, so you have the whole weekend after. So on Sunday you can hopefully this fucking rain goes down, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's looking
good the rest of the week. Like it's all cleared up now. No more rain.
Oh, boom. All right. Oh, 10 Planet. You know you know all the 10 Planet gyms here? You speak to them and shit? You guys are all, like, kind of connected or whatnot?
Yeah, so all the 10 Planets, like, we all connected, man. We all know of everybody. One way or another, we all gonna run into each other. Like, either we all gather together at Eddie Bravo Gym in L.A., but that's what I like about the organization. Like, we're all connected, you know?
Yeah, so, and you trained with Eddie before? He knows you quite well, right?
Yeah.
When he say you got the most trucks, so you're the truck. This is the truck guy. I don't know if they know, dog, right?
Yeah, definitely the number one truck guy, you know.
And how many? So that's your shit when you rolling. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, it's my shit. And the funny thing is, like, it wasn't always my shit. You know what I mean? Like when I first was taught it, I didn't like it. I thought I can't do this 10 Planet shit. But after a while, like I started playing with it, and I just put my own spin to it. I think a lot of times as a student, we're being forced something upon us that to do it the way our coach do it, and we might not like it, might not vibe with us. But I think sometimes you just gotta break it down and find different ways for you to do it that fit you, that fit your body style, that fit your pace. And I think, you know, that's the art form of jiu-jitsu, making it into your own.
Yeah, you can. I always tell my guys, I'm like, listen, I'm going to show you like the blueprint of things. Like you're going to know, I'm going to show you all the moves, but you're going to find the ones you like and you're going to put your own stank on it. You know what I mean? You're going to put your taste on it and spin it the way you want. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to be doing different things. You know, like if you're a long arm guy, you're probably going to be loving the darces and chokes. You know what I'm saying? So, bigger guys might like guillotines. You know, wrestlers might like to stay on top, arm triangles, but that's one of the best parts. You can find your game. And then, you know, once you've been training for a long time, I go through stages too. You know, I have like 3 months where I'm doing this, you know, or I have years or phases where I'm like, oh, this is when I was doing that move. Now I'm doing something way different than I used to do back in the day. You know, now I'm like taking the back way more now and like trying to finish rear naked chokes fundamentals because that's what I'm teaching. And then whenever you teach, it also helps you get better too. That's one of the dope things, right?
I agree.
You still coach now and stuff like this, or not too much?
Here and there, like I was running some classes in Thailand. Like whenever they needed help, like I would jump in, I would run some classes. But my main thing right now is just, you know, like my individual careers, competing and just moving around and stuff.
Have you done trials? Have you been doing ADC trials? Have you had any of those ones yet?
Yeah, I did some trials before.
That's what's up. So that's the main goal. What do you think? So now CJI is changing the game, dog, right?
Yeah, it's changing the game when it comes to like athletes pay. I think that's pretty cool. Like a lot of money. I feel like more people on the outside gonna see the kind of money coming in jiu-jitsu, and they might be motivated to put that kind of money in jiu-jitsu too. They might want to match it. That might just be the new standard of like high level pay.
All right, but here's my thing, right? Like golf figured it out. Nobody likes watching golf, but golfers make mad bread, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to think, like, cause man, at a certain level, like, I feel like jiu-jitsu is weird. It's like one of those sports that you got to do it to watch it, right? Or like to enjoy it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm trying to think, how can you make it? I know it's CGI. They're trying to make it more of a spectator sport with like 3 5-minute rounds. You know what I'm saying?
That don't help.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that with the jiu-jitsu though because
I don't like that shit either.
I don't like the reset because
I don't like that either.
You know, sometimes you need to cook somebody for 8 minutes.
This is their problem, and they got it all wrong. They too focused on trying to take MMA crowd. Who gives a fuck about MMA crowd? Fuck all that. Let's keep building shit for us, the jiu-jitsu crowd.
Yeah.
Cause they think MMA people will get into jiu-jitsu, more money come into whatever. Nah, fuck that. Let's keep jiu-jitsu. We don't need no MMA rule set. What the fuck? What we need that for?
With the 3 5-minute rounds, that sucks. Isn't like you get the back mount. You know, sometimes it takes a while to get a position. That's why I like 10-minute rounds for grappling. You know, because like you take a guy down, you're gonna shoot, you defend. You can have your back taken for 5 minutes. You get out, and then the guy's cooked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, because I'm thinking the reset, but then I guess for him, he's thinking, here's the devil's advocate. You don't get tired, and you don't have guys gassed out just like shooting bad shots 12 minutes in.
But peep this, though. That rule set, it motivate decision wins. If you're looking for submission wins, it's all about the grind. Like you said, 10-minute match. Grind somebody out for 9 minutes, but within that last minute, somebody's making a mistake. Now, if we're grappling, I'm tired in 5 minutes. Then burp, bell rings, go to my corner, get my breath. All right. I feel good. I lost a round, but I didn't get submitted. So that's people's mindset. Yeah. I lost a round, but I didn't get submitted. So now they can go back out there with the same bullshit, knowing all I gotta do is survive in 5 minutes. As long as I don't get submitted, is a win in certain people's mind.
Yeah, it's hard too because then with the submission only though, then you got these guys that they just wait for overtime and to do the EBI rules, and then they just get
fuck really EBI, man. I don't give a fuck EBI. If that's a 10th planet thing. Fuck EBI.
All right, so fuck EBI, fuck CGI. What's the main character rule set?
I like what I'm doing. All
right, what is it? Let's see. Break it down for the people.
We have a sub only round, and then we got a points OT round.
How long is the points OT round?
So for title matches, it's 10 minutes sub only, 5-minute points OT round. Okay. And that's just title matches. Regular matches is I brought it down. It used to be 8 minutes. Now it's 6 minutes sub only, 3 minutes points OT. And let me explain to you. So you have your submission only regulation round. So you can't get a sub in that. We the people watching, we still need incentive for you to still push the action. And that's where the points come in. So like, you could have subbed your opponent, okay, now dominate them and rack up some points on them. We need something out of it. I don't need motherfuckers holding each other. We need something.
And what about you can pull guard, you can do whatever in the 6-man round. There's no like you have to be touching them or nothing.
You can do whatever the fuck you need to do to get some fucking jiu-jitsu going.
What about in that's the thing, right? Sometimes I give him my fucking neck just so the guy can, because they don't want to engage. The guy's just like
running around and you're
like, yo, just fucking grab me.
So it's up to the promotion and the referees to find ways to like push it. Like if we see people stalling or not trying to engage, there's gonna be some kind of penalty.
And in the points round, you can still pull guard and you just got to swoop and get in there.
You can pull guard. You can do whatever you want. I want my athletes to be able to do whatever they need to do to get into jiu-jitsu faster. Obviously, you pull guard just to be butt squatting. Like, what are we doing? Let's get some shit going.
Yeah, 100%. See, like, I know what people are saying, like, oh, guard pulling, but sometimes and you just wrestling the whole time. You're like, all right, we're not gonna take each other down. Somebody's gotta like concede and just like, all right, bro, get in my fucking guard. I'm gonna take a risk.
That's the problem. A lot of jiu-jitsu athletes though, they're not well rounded enough. They're not confident in their guard. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I get it sometimes. Sometimes it's such an important match. Nobody wanna risk it. Cause every time, I feel like every time you do pull, you're still risking it. Cause yes, nothing that happened in the wrestling exchange, but now you pull, that guy could just immediately pass your guard. But me, I don't know. I'd rather just get my guard passed than have a boring-ass match on the feet just trying to take somebody down. I'd rather just you pass my guard and I just work from there.
Yeah, well, that's the catch, like, because you're kind of like, it's going to be harder because you got to sweep, but then you're in position to sweep. You know what I'm saying? So you got a good sweep game.
Yeah.
My rule is, like, how about, like, jiu-jitsu etiquette? Like, if the guy's bigger than me, I usually think, oh, you start on your butt. Like, we're starting from the ground. That's how I feel. Like, if I'm not going to fucking, if I'm going, like, a light guy, like, a 125er, I usually pull guard on him. Like, all right, dog, you're heavier. If I'm heavier, I have to sit on my butt, usually. That's my jiu-jitsu etiquette. I don't know if anybody thinks that, if I'm the only one.
I mean, some people do that, but I don't play that shit, man. You came to me for a round. You're going to do what I do.
I was saying, like, you're like a big ass fucking. Like, I'm not gonna pull guard on no heavyweight, dog. Like, that's where you're like, fuck. These guys just smack.
The only people I pull guard for is for women and men that look like women. Well, I'm not pulling guard for flyweights. Then I'm pulling guard for flyweights then.
But the little guys are hard to take down. I like the little ass, little fucking.
That's a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people think like if you're the bigger person, going against somebody small is gonna be easy. Little people's hard to grapple.
Nah, they're fucking.
They're hard as hell to grapple. Like people don't understand that. It's still hard.
All right, you get a big fucking uncoordinated big ass guy, Oh man, so you've been training now, so. Bang Tao, how you liking training in Bang Tao versus Tiger, bro? It's a whole nother world out there, huh? Like, you're away from Chalong area, huh?
Yeah, it's great, man. Like, Bang Tao, like, you're right there next to the beach. If we talk about the gym, they got, like, a great facility. Like, they got everything you could possibly need. Got a great schedule, class. There's pretty much something's going on all day until the sun comes out. So that's pretty cool. They got great coaches over there. And I feel like the guys over there, they always looking to improve, man. They always looking to add value to the gym. Like, you saw those badass seminars.
It's crazy. They're always getting better.
Like, I don't think any other academy in Thailand been bringing those kind of level of guys. I never seen it.
Yo, this year alone, last year they had Charles Oliveira, John Jones.
This year, Charles.
This year. Yeah. So I'm just saying, like in the last like a year from now, it's been like, bro.
GSP, John Jones came twice.
Ian Gary. They just had Masvidal, Yoel Romero. It never stops, yo. Every week I'm talking to Alex. He's like, oh, this guy's here. This guy's here.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira. That's one of the ones I would have loved to grapple with because I love his. To me, he's one of the best jiu-jitsu because, like, yo, jiu-jitsu that works on the mats, but jiu-jitsu that works on MMA and, like, pure jiu-jitsu, like, classic, too. You know, he's not doing nothing crazy you never seen before, you know? Mm-hmm. He's taking people's backs and choking them down.
Now that you mention, I'm curious about, like, his training schedule. I wonder if he's one of those guys that's actually in jiu-jitsu class or if he's just naturally talented with it and it's just all MMA for him.
I don't know, dog.
I would love to see him in a jiu-jitsu class just to see, like, if the way he rolls and just straight jiu-jitsu class, if it's the same as how he does in the MMA.
I bet you he rolls like a jiu-jitsu guy. He's probably pulling guard and shit. He's like one of those old school Brazilian guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Have you ever trained in Brazil? Have you been to Brazil
to
roll?
No, but it's definitely on my list.
Yo, you know what? I feel like jiu-jitsu's making a comeback and Brazilian fighters are making a comeback. I don't know if you remember, like, last 5 years or so, like when all these guys were like, there wasn't too many Brazilian champions. Remember, it started off as all Brazilian champions, you know?
Oh yeah.
But then they kind of like took a second. Then there was like a bunch of Australian guys, a bunch of Russian guys, American wrestler, but like just like a lot of young up and coming Brazilian guys like from Rio that are like are smashing it right now.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they're putting the
back in the day, Brazil took over MMA, man. Like,
they took over
UFC. Like all their champions was Brazilian champions.
Yes. But then the game kind of surpassed them. I think they got a little bit comfortable. They weren't like really evolving. But now you got like these new teams like Fighting Nerds, Nova União. They're like making adjustments, and I feel like they're bringing jiu-jitsu back, and they also got like clean striking with like game planning and stuff like that.
Yeah, and also other people like stepped up too. Like wrestling became a big part of MMA now. That time when the Brazilians was taking over, there wasn't really too many high-level wrestlers out there.
No. That's actually how you beat the Brazilians back in the day. You just take them down in their close guard, and you kind of knew. Like, I fought with 4 black belts, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would take out, and I had fought 1 black belt. I was like, yo, my game plan's going to be like, yo, this guy's a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm going to put him on his back and fuck his head up, you know what I mean? Just try to, you know, like, put him where he wants to be and then try to, like, break him like that, you know?
Yep.
Where he thought he was going to try to, like, jiu-jitsu me and then try to out-grapple the grappler, you know? That's a good little game plan sometimes. Like when I get a wrestler, if you get a wrestler and you can put him on his back, you're like, oh, you can expose him sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But you got to hit him with those good sweeps, dog.
You got to, man. Go for the legs.
All right, so what's going on next? Have you ever competed in your own tournament?
Yeah, I did it once. Just be able to do it.
How was that? So you had to like promote and compete. It's a little bit different.
I mean, I didn't promote my match. I feel like that'd be kind of corny, like the owner trying to hype up his own match.
No, meaning like but you had to be a promoter. Like you were doing the matchmaking.
Yeah,
the venue. You're talking with the venue. You're doing all that shit.
Yeah, it was
and then
hard.
You got a match coming up.
It was hard, especially because I was cutting weight too. But it got to a point where I'm like, man, I told my opponent, I'm like, man, I'm not cutting weight no more, bro. Yeah. Wherever you at, stay there. You don't gotta cut because I'm not cutting no more. Cause it just wasn't making sense because it just wasn't possible for me to function and do what I'm supposed to do to run the show and cut weight at the same time. So I said, fuck that, and started eating.
Yeah, that's a lot. And yeah, you cut weight for jiu-jitsu? How much weight you cut for jiu-jitsu, you think?
Usually like 10 pounds.
Oh, you're doing like real cuts, yo.
Yeah,
but you weigh in the day before?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't do... Most is your MC is going to be...
No,
you guys going to do the same day?
Day before weigh-in.
Oh, so these guys are going to be cutting weight.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of rather have athletes that's not cutting weight because there's always some bullshit with these athletes, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still kind of confused how an athlete choose what weight they want to compete at, but still miss weight. Like, yo, I didn't tell you to fight at that weight. You chose that.
What do they call it?
You can't make it?
Yeah, in jiu-jitsu, I don't know, like... I wouldn't cut too much weight for jiu-jitsu now, but what do they call it? Like weight bullies? Like some guys want to get bigger and just get on top of a guy.
I mean, I get it. Everybody want that advantage, but yo, like, let's keep it professional. Like, whatever weight you choose, make that.
Especially if you can choose it. It's not like there's only 155 and you're like a tweener. You know what I mean?
That's the part that's so puzzling. Like, yo, you chose that. I didn't put you in that weight class. You chose that.
Yeah, or who's the main event for this fun? We got a big main event, dog.
Man, we got Achilles Rocha Wagner Roach's son, who also lives in Miami, versus Lucas Lera, who also lives in Miami.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lucas, where's he from? What gym is he from?
He got his own gym right now, Lera BJJ.
Oh, okay.
I think he's coming out of the Atos camp, though. I think before his own gym, I think he was training with Atos, if I'm correct. But yeah, that match is really interesting to me because we got two Miami boys, two different styles. We got Achilles. He's still young, but he's been making a splash on the scene. And I think him being in his backyard going to give him that extra boost. Lucas Lera, he's just been on the tear lately. He's been looking solid. I think he want to win also. I think he want to make a statement to that whole camp, the fight sports camp, the Wagner Rocha martial arts camp. I think he want to just make a statement, just being the Miami guy, just show like, yo, I'm top dog in Miami in this weight class. So it's going to be real interesting, you know?
This kid Achilles is a fucking terror, bro. That guy's a monster, bro. That guy moves like he doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like cardio machine.
The best thing about him is like he's still young, man. He's still figuring out. He think he got his style right now, but I feel like his style gonna just keep changing as he get older. Cause that's how jiu-jitsu is, you know what I mean? As you get older, you find different things you like, different things that work, and you start creating a whole new style. So he's only getting better every year, and that's the good thing about him.
Yeah, and that's another thing about. And then as you go through different ways and different things. You know what I'm saying? Different styles. No, that kid is super competitive. I've seen him a few times competing. He's a monster, so I'm excited for that one. Any other big matches you're excited for coming up this weekend?
Yeah, we got
some big female fights, right? We got some some team brackets.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, yeah, we got 3 girls that I'm bringing from Austin, Texas. Like 3 girls handpicked, put together in a team. We got Trinity Pun, we got Anna Mayo, we got Lauren Sayers, and they representing Team Texas, and we also sponsored by Matt Funk. Matt Funk is one of our brands out there in Texas.
Oh, nice! And they're gonna have like some. Yeah. Are they gonna be out here too?
Yeah, like, Matt Funk. They gonna be out here. So shout out to Matt Funk. Oh, let me do a drop real quick. Talk about what Matt Funk is. The reason why I like Matt Funk. You remember in Thailand, like all those guys was always getting stabbed. That came with the territory, right?
My body's. Bro, I've had staff more. I got more staff than I got fights, dog.
So the thing about Matt Funk is. It's for those guys that don't have insurance, those guys that don't have nobody to speak to, that don't know what the fuck is on their body. So with Matt Fun, you could take like a picture of your shit, upload it, and the actual doctor would doctor would talk to you like, yo, you're dirty. Let me send you some prescription. The doctor would take care of it, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need insurance. And that's the problem with a lot of athletes. Like, these guys don't got no fucking insurance.
Nah, if you train in jiu-jitsu, if you're a full-time jiu-jitsu fighter, you definitely ain't got insurance.
You know what I mean? So, Matt Funk is that third party that just take care of all that shit.
Nice.
And you don't even got to leave your crib. Like, you just send a picture and boom.
And they give you the medication too, or
they got all that set up for you.
They got soaps and stuff too. Is it like a brand, or is it more like a doctor thing?
Whatever is a doctor, the actual doctor.
Okay.
Whatever
nice.
Clear you up, they're gonna get it to you. Like that's the beauty. So not only they our sponsor for the show, but I think it's worth pushing because we don't want guys on our mats for skin infection.
Nah, bro.
So if there's something out there that could make it easier for grapplers to stay clean or even identify what the fuck that is on their skin, we need more of that, you know what I mean? We need to talk more about that shit.
Yeah, here's a disclaimer. If you're new to jiu-jitsu or you guys train martial arts, all right, and you got a bump on your body, it's not a fucking spider bite, okay? I ain't never been bit by a spider in my life, dog. You ever been bit by a spider, bro? It's not a spider bite. Everybody, I don't even know where that word comes from. Like, oh, it's a spider bite. It's a fucking staph. You got to go to the doctor. You got to get antibiotics. And don't train with that shit.
Fun fact, I never got stabbed by any skin infection in my life. Not trying to jinx myself, but I never.
Don't even say that out loud, first of all.
I mean, I feel like I've been living way too long to know if I'm ever get it. I've been training for a long time.
I was going to be like, you're not training enough, but that's not true,
If I would get it, I would have been got it. If I would get it, I would have been got it.
Yo, whatever you got, kill staff, dog. So
I'm just black, baby. I'm just black.
Oh, maybe. I
don't got cauliflower ear.
Oh, this is some bullshit right here. This is a bunch of bullshit.
I'm just black.
This guy's got no cauliflower. Oh, hell no.
I'm just black, baby. You feel me? My skin is hard to get through, man. Those skin infections ain't messing with me.
Yo, you never gotten stabbed?
Never.
Dog.
I don't know if I'm doing anything differently than anybody else. I mean, as soon as I'm done training, I shower immediately. A lot of grapplers, they done training, they taking their sweet time, they putting on that same rash guard, they go home.
That's nasty.
Sitting on their couch, they making some food, they sit on their couch, they on TikTok.
That I can't understand, yo. Yeah, if you train, you gotta shower. Especially, yo, in Thailand, I used to have my soap and thing right off the mats. I automatically shower, you know but it's hard to avoid, yo.
What's crazy to me is there's a lot of gyms that don't have showers, right? But then there is gyms that do have showers, but you still see the guys not taking advantage of that. Like, yo, there's gyms that don't have a shower. You have a nice bathroom and a shower, but for some strange reason, you decide to just walk right on.
I guess some people want to like shower at home, and then you get caught up, you get busy.
Fuck all that,
but
man.
It's nasty, dog.
Get that shit off your body ASAP.
ASAP, right after training. I think that's the main catch. You know what I'm saying? But,
so I don't know if because I do that, where I've been staying skin infection free. Because I also know people that heavily in the shower immediately and they still getting stabbed. So I don't know the science behind it.
It might be like you're prone, or maybe like once you get it once, you're more more prone to it in the future.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
so. Yeah.
But to be fair, in America, I've never really gotten staph. Okay. It's more like a Thailand thing, for sure. Like especially in Tiger, I don't know if Bangtao's the same way, but it's just hard to avoid, bro. You got all these people from all over the place. And then some people, wherever they're from, their fucking cleanliness etiquette is just different for whatever reason, you know? The rash guard thing. I've seen guys train for 5 years straight with the same rash guard. Like I don't know what, they go home and wash it, or if they just like always wearing the same pants and shorts and rash guard, you know? So
yeah, man, that's just how it is, man. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like you see people every day, you just never know what their living condition is like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Same thing, you go to a club, you see these bad bitches, then you go back to their place, they got a little air mattress, they got a little candle right next to the air mattress.
Yeah.
Or leftover food next to the air mattress.
That's
nasty. You never know what's, you never know what you're getting.
Yeah, in Thailand, they eat the fried chicken on the bed, so you're like, ah! It's like, eat this fried chicken off the bread, girl. That's hilarious. But yeah, that's true. I mean, bro, I was in the gym the other day, and people, you know what it is? People are just retarded. They don't even, and especially with the mats, like the gym that I train at, right? I was doing a PT on Saturday, and I was training with one of my guys, and there's some dude next to me, and I don't even notice it, right? And I'm like, and then he was there for like 5 minutes. I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? He's just walking around with shoes, because like this gym is like mostly weights, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they got like a little mat area upstairs. He's got the mats. I was like, the fuck you doing with mats? Get off the mat, bro. You can't be walking around with shoes. What are you thinking, you know? He takes his shoes off. And then I look 5 minutes later, and I look into his little corner where he was chilling. He's got his shoes off on the mat, and he had, this fucking guy took creatine, bro, and put the creatine, mixing it on the fucking mat, and then he missed. And it's not like he missed and then went to go clean it up right away. This fucking guy, and it's crazy because it's right in front of me. I'm doing a jiu-jitsu private, and I look to my right, and then I look again. I'm like, what the fuck? I just realized, he's got his keys, an open bottle of creatine, spilled creatine around, and his shoes on the mat. And I went nuts, and I'm like going crazy. Like, yo, what are you doing, dog? Who the fuck even pours creatine in public? Like, I wouldn't even do this in the weight area. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no table. And he's like, hey, relax, bro. It's not like it's cocaine. I'm like, what, dog? And then, you know what I was thinking?
It's not like it's cocaine.
This is what the fuck he told me. But you know what I was really thinking? I'm like, dog, what does this guy's house look like?
Oh, yeah.
If he was in the gym, because he's missed the creatine and then continued to stretch. Like, if I would have done it right away, I'm like, oh, let me clean this up. Yeah. That guy's house must be disgusting, dog. Yeah, he's probably got, I can't even imagine what his living conditions are like. So
that's how these guys are, man.
You never know. There's some dirty ass people, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they grew up with having mommy and daddy that did everything for them. So now when they're an adult, they just wasn't used to like cleaning up after themselves. Yeah,
I'm very clumsy, but that's when I got in rest from juvenile hall and rehab, dog, when I was younger, when I got in trouble. Because if you didn't keep your shit clean, they whip your ass into shape, you know? Yep. So I got institutionalized in a good way. Mm-hmm. Anyways, big dog, so we're already at an hour. Boom, bam. This is going to be a mission if I go any more any more time than that to edit gets crazy and to upload. But yo, so plug it up. What do we got going on? We're out here in Miami. We got my dog Kemoy in town. We got a big week popping, so let the people know.
Yeah, this Saturday we got main character Jiu Jitsu 7 Miami Invasion. We invaded Miami. Come on now. Show starts at 3 p.m. It's gonna be badass. If you watch Jiu Jitsu, you Miami, you gotta come out, man. Even if you don't know nobody that's on the card, just come out and just enjoy some shit. Get out of your crib, come watch some Jiu Jitsu.
And are they gonna broadcast on? Is it gonna be on YouTube?
Oh yeah, it's streaming live on FlowGrappling.com.
Oh, nice.
Live on Flow Grappling. You got Flow, get it.
And then you guys don't release on YouTube later. You release the matches on. Do you have a YouTube channel? You guys release the matches later on YouTube.
We would definitely release some clips and stuff like that, but probably not like full matches and everything.
Damn, that's what's up. So if you can't be there live, you jump on Flow Grappling. You're gonna have your boys on the 1s and 2s. And I'm going with with Heather. What's your last name again?
Heather Clark.
Heather Clark. So you're gonna have 2 badasses, 2 black belts, with knowledgeable, talking about what's happening. So you guys, we're gonna guide you the right way. I'm excited, Doug. MCJ, it's a good acronym. MCJJ rolls off the tongue easy, dog.
I'm saying, man.
Main character.
I'm saying.
Anyways, yo, Kemoy, thank you so much for coming on the pod. I appreciate it, bro. That was a smooth chat, man.
Oh yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram, Rated R 10P. Rated R 10P.
For the most out of pocket videos, jiu-jitsu technique videos.
Out of pocket, brother. We gotta be out of pocket.
I love it. Ain't nothing normal about his YouTube, his Instagram channel. So check that one out. Say it again. And I put a little thing on the thing.
You can follow me on Instagram at Rated R 10P.
10P, 10 Planet Black Belt, right?
Yes, sir.
Most trucks in 10 Planet history.
You know the vibe. Eddie Bravo was good.
I'm just telling you. I'm just repeating what Eddie Bravo said.
Eddie Bravo was good. Let them know.
Let them know. We gotta get him on the Honey Badger Hour next. Eddie, we're waiting for you, dog. Anyways, thank you, my brother.
Hell yeah.
My man, my G. Man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Honey Badger Hour. We are out.